I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. But today, maybe not so ASMR. I am baking, what do you call them, peanut butter kiss cookies for Christmas Eve. And I just thought maybe we could hang out and talk while I make them. I got lucky today because my husband and kids all went away for the whole day and overnight. Why why does that like thrill me? I don't know. It's like I have complete control of this house. Honestly, everybody looks to me for everything. Why does just being alone like it seems so exciting? I don't know. Anyway, so I thought I would bake some peanut butter cookies because they're my favorite, and then you put the little Hershey Kiss on there. And I love them. But this won't be a particularly quiet video because I plan to run the mixer and measure ingredients. So if you're looking for something to fall asleep to, it could get a little clanky. I'm just warning you right now. But I love peanut butter. I think I could really just eat the peanut butter and dip the kisses in there, and that would be all I really need. But we're doing cookies, guys. So I couldn't find my very favorite Betty Crocker red and white checked cookbook, but I did find this recipe online, so I just printed the ingredients. I'm not very good at following recipes, if I'm honest. I kind of wing it a lot, but I do think with baking you have to be a little more careful, so that's why I don't bake much, I guess. Anyway, okay, they say to put in, I have a half cup of butter here, trying to get it softened, and I feel like I never wait long enough to really soften it. I'm always trying to rush it, but okay, so a half cup butter, and I have salted butter in here. A half cup of creamy peanut butter, and they say to use like Jif or peanut butter that doesn't separate. This one has like palm oil in it. I think it keeps it from separating. Usually I get the natural stuff that does separate, but hopefully this will work okay. So they say a half cup. I don't feel like measuring it into a... Hold on, let me get a spoon here. Hold on. I don't feel like measuring it into a measuring cup because then I'm going to have to get it out. So I'm just going to kind of guess at how much looks right. I bet that's a quarter cup. And don't worry, I've washed my hands and everything. But also, I think I'm going to probably eat these all. No, I don't know. My kids will probably eat a couple. That may have been a little extra, but that's okay. Okay. So, peanut butter. Check. What else do we have here? A half cup of packed brown sugar. Got it. So I moved everything down here. We're outside of the white desk today. Just to kind of see if the microphone would pick up in this room. I think my son brought this brown sugar home from college. What is that? Just a hard, I guess it's just a chunk of sugar. Okay, let's just take that out. Who knows? What would a college kid be using brown sugar for anyway, I wonder. So when they say pack, that means you like really squish it in there so that it's like a chunk. There we go. Oh my gosh, I have it all over my hands now. I keep all my bags with rubber bands like this instead of those clips. So I just have a thing full of rubber bands and I rubber band them. All right, well, let me rinse my hands. Okay, what's next? A half cup of granulated sugar. I have that in my... Oh. then 1 egg. And that'll be like the wet ingredients. And then we'll blend those up or mix them up. And then we'll do the dry and add those in. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see if my butter's softened enough. So yeah, this might get loud. I don't know. So this mixer, 1940s, Hamilton Beach, and it's still in like awesome condition. It works great. I use it. Well, I use it when I bake, which, let's be honest, I don't bake all that often. But occasionally. I see another one of those hard brown sugar chunks in there. Right there. Oh, well. I'm sorry. Knock the camera. And my butter probably isn't quite soft enough. Well. So I'm not a tradition person. I think I kind of said that at Thanksgiving. I don't really have things I do so much year after year. I mean, I sometimes make these cookies. I sometimes make thumbprint cookies. We usually have shrimp cocktail on Christmas Eve and do like appetizers, but we do different every year. And this year, I'm gonna make, I bought a whole big bag of shrimp at Costco, so I'm gonna make those and then chill them all day and make cocktail sauce. And then I'm making a quiche. Because my son, I said, what do we want for Christmas Eve? And he said, breakfast for dinner. I said, well, quiche will do, because on Christmas morning, it is my family's tradition to have oyster stew, because my mom's from North Carolina, and that's always what my sister and mom, but I'm not a fan. So I have not carried that tradition on. But my husband's family would always have pancakes with cherry topping, and I do like that. So we usually make pancakes with cherry topping for breakfast. And then dinner, I've some years done like a roast beef with mashed potatoes and Yorkshire pudding and everything. But last year I did just what's called Mississippi pot roast, and then got sandwich buns and provolone, and that I can put in the slow cooker and not worry about. And everybody liked it, so I'm doing that again. And we'll probably just play games and eat sandwiches. Just whatever, eat whatever. Yeah. Okay, what did I? Okay, 1.5 cups gold medal flour. Oh, well, I don't know that I have gold medal flour. Must have been where I got the recipe. However, I have flour. Now, this flour could be, I don't know. They say you should use, like, it should be super fresh. I don't know how fresh my flour is, because I just don't use it very often. And what did it say? A half cup? See how I don't measure very well. It'd probably drive some people crazy. I just kind of go, yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, that looks pretty good. We're probably okay. All right. I've got my camera here. It's making it kind of a tight space to work. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Let's see, there's 1 teaspoon. I think that's 3/4. Yeah, looks pretty good. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Wow, both. A 1/2 teaspoon. What do you think, 1/2? have salt. They don't have. I think every recipe should have vanilla. I think it's ridiculous. I'm putting some vanilla in there. And I'm going to put a little salt in here because salt's the flavor of life, right? I'll use this to stir it because I don't feel like dirtying up another spoon. Stir up my dry ingredients a little bit. Yeah, I think all my sons will come over probably. Well, I'm sure they will. And maybe a girlfriend, but not a big, not a big deal. Just our family. I kind of like it. I haven't been to a Christmas party all year this year. I don't know. I work from home, so I don't have like a business. But usually our street does a cookie party. But the one woman on the street who normally plans a lot of stuff, she's not feeling great lately, so I don't know, we just haven't really done anything. My husband and my sons went to see, his dad is in hospital. He's, well, I said that like a British person. His dad is in hospital. That's weird. Anyway, his dad's at the hospital. And look at that big hard piece of brown sugar here. I mean, that looks pretty yummy, honestly. I'd probably eat that if you guys weren't watching. Did I show it to you? I don't know. No, I'm not sure. Look at that. It's all brown sugar. Like hard. We'll dump that. Okay. Tastes pretty good, guys. So they went to visit him. And I probably should have gone. But I've been with him when he's been in hospital twice this year for like over a week at a time. And I just wanted to get some stuff done around here. So I didn't go, but I'm sure he'll probably not be happy with me about that. Oh, well, that happens. One thing that doesn't work on me very well is guilt. I don't react much to guilt. And he likes to try to throw a guilt trip. I guess I should say I do, but I kind of react. I tend to go the opposite way. If you sit there and go, well, I guess you don't love me, then I'll go, okay, yeah. But too bad. Excuse me. I don't know. I just think don't like it. They say you shouldn't eat raw flour. But I always want to eat cookie dough. It's so hard. My niece works with, health food, not health food, like the health department kind of thing. And she's like, really don't eat raw cookie dough, raw flour. It's not good. I don't know why don't they cook the flour and sell it to you like pasteurized, and then we could eat all the cookie dough we want. That'd be yummy. All right, it's looking pretty good. Sounded a little crusty there at the end, didn't it? And then you take this and you undo it like that. And then you got your beaters. I'll mix it up a little more. There's a little dry still on these. I just didn't quite finish it. All right, you know what? I'm going to take my rings off. I'm going to get in there, y'all. I'm going to get in there. Hold on. Put those on my windowsill. Pull up my sleeves. So this recipe I printed up, it's kind of like, what do you call it? The Great British Baking Show, when they do the one where like Prue or whoever just gives them a recipe without any temperature. That's basically what I printed there. Just a base idea of what I want to do. So now I'm gonna, you can like take them and roll balls and dip them in sugar. I'm not gonna bother with that. I don't need all that extra sugar, do I? It's not like I'm taking them to a state fair to be judged, you know? Just eating them. I'm just eating them. And I read one thing, it said, after you bake, I think put the Hershey Kiss on and then put them in the freezer. That seems weird. And they said that way your kiss doesn't melt. But I like it when the kiss, like kisses don't melt and become all liquid. They just melt. And then they stay kind of soft. And when you bite into it later, it's like a soft kiss on there. Oh, it's yummy. All right. I guess that's good enough. Did I put everything in? It would be funny if I forgot some ingredient and you guys are all watching it right now going, you forgot the sugar. Because you know when you're talking, you tend to not really pay attention to what you're doing. We do with my bigger family, my extended family, a gift exchange. So you get like a niece or an aunt, and everybody gets one person. And this is so sad. This is the second year in a row where nobody sent me I didn't get the gift. And I know who has me, and I know she's very busy. She's young and she has a baby, and so but I don't know whether it just got lost in the mail or if she just forgot all about it or what. And I can't decide what to do because I don't want to reach out and be like, hey, I didn't get my gift. But lately, I mean, things get like misplaced by the post office and whatever. But I'm going to assume she just has been overwhelmed with her baby and everything and not say anything at all, I think. Look what a mess I made. This is just typical. This is me cooking for sure. See, I don't have a fancy kitchen. This is like the cheapest IKEA countertop. And I got it in the as-is at IKEA. And I put it in as just like a placeholder until I had a little more money to buy a nice countertop. Do you want to know how many years ago that was? I believe it was 15. And that's the way it is sometimes, It's like there's always something more important. Sorry, washing my hands real quick. All right. In one of the comments, somebody said, that maybe I should do a video on budgeting, which is a great idea. I like that idea. But never in my life have I worked with a budget. I just haven't. I'm just cheap and I think frugal. Let me say frugal. And I think that's worked pretty well for me. I don't buy much. But I never was a person to say, okay, I have this much to spend and this much I need to save. It just sort of happens when you don't spend money that you end up with some money in your account. Although that wasn't always true. I mean, when the boys when they're in diapers, and that's expensive. And then they kind of get cheaper, and then they're real expensive when they're like high school age, I feel like. And then if you help them with college, obviously that's expensive. But I don't know, am I putting too many? I know my pan is trashed. It's from when I got married 30 years ago. Look at it. But I cover it with, oh, by the way, hold on. If you don't use this, not necessarily on bleach, but parchment paper, this stuff's so great. It's great for cooking, like when you cook anything. It's just, I feel like it makes chicken kind of get crispier, and cookies, you don't have to worry about butter in the pan or anything. That's great. Love it. I'll tell you, every restaurant I worked at, they always use parchment. What was I talking about? Budgeting? Yeah, I don't know. I do remember, though, when we first got married, my husband and I were burning through money. And I think it was Discover Card started putting on your statement a like pie chart that showed where you spent your money. And I'll tell you, looking at that pie chart will help, because we looked at it and realized we were going to this maybe twice a week. We were in Arizona, and there was this cool Mexican restaurant near us, and we'd go there and just get like a margarita and dinner. And probably spent, I mean, it was probably only like $30 a trip, but, we'd go twice a week, and that'd add up. What is that? Let me do some math here. So that would be 60 times 4, $240 a month. That's too much to spend on restaurants. And I think that's really, so way back then is when I started going, I gotta cook at home. I don't know, are these gonna spread too much? It's almost like I may as well put some on another sheet, because I have enough for like a whole one more pan. All right, we'll just do this. Boop-a-dee-ba-dee, boop-boop-burr-burr. You go here. You go here. All right. I'm going to put these in. I'm going to save this dough for later on. I think I'll bake the rest later on. We'll just do these ones. I've already preheated the oven. I preheated it to 375. I'm thinking that might be a little hot. My oven runs hot. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to just put these in. Okay, cookies. Do your thing. So how long? I think I'll check them in 12 minutes. So right a little bit after the big hand is on the 3 on my wall clock, I will check them. And in the meantime, we can take the shells off these shells. Wrappers. Shells. That's silly. How silly. Okay. I don't really love Hershey Kisses by themselves, but with peanut butter, then they're yummy. And when they're melty, that's when they're good. So we've been watching this show on Netflix called something like, I don't know, you could find it. It's called like World War II in Pictures, maybe. Anyway, it's